Harry retired with $900,000 in the bank. 3 years later, he was applying for jobs at Home Depot. He didn't get scammed. He didn't gamble. He just bought 5 things that felt completely reasonable at the time. Retirement dream? Gone. And here's the scariest part. You're probably planning at least 2 of them right now. These are the 5 purchases that destroy more retirements than stock market crashes. They're not the obvious mistakes. They're the smart-sounding, totally justifiable decisions that quietly drain your nest egg and trap you in a lifestyle you can't afford. Stick with me, because I'll reveal how Harry lost $247,000 in 18 months, and how one mental shift could save your entire retirement. This video is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Here's what nobody tells you about retirement planning. The hardest part isn't saving the money, it's not losing it once you have it. After decades of discipline, something dangerous happens to your brain when you finally retire. Suddenly, every expensive purchase feels justified. I deserve this. I've earned it. Life's too short. And that's exactly when the retirement spending death spiral begins. Let me ask you something. When you were 35 and struggling to pay the mortgage, would you have spent $45,000 on a kitchen renovation? Never. But when you're 68 with $800,000 in the bank? Suddenly it seems reasonable. This is called wealth effect psychology, and it's destroying retirement savings across America. Harry told me something chilling. For 40 years, I agonized over spending $200 on anything, but in retirement, I was dropping $50,000 like it was nothing. It felt like play money because I wasn't earning it anymore. That mindset shift is retirement mistake number 1, but it's not even on my list of the 5 most dangerous retirement purchases, because what comes next is so much worse. The 5 retirement wealth destroyers. Purchase number 1, the "I finally made it" car. Forget everything you think you know about retirees and cars. This isn't about some 75-year-old buying a Corvette. This is about the subtle luxury upgrade that seems completely sensible. Harry's poison? A $73,000 Lexus SUV. Not flashy, not ridiculous, just nice. But here's the brutal math that destroys financial security. It wasn't just $73,000. The insurance jumped $2,100 yearly. The maintenance tripled. And because luxury cars depreciate faster, he lost $23,000 in value in just 2 years. Total real cost over 5 years? $104,000. That's $104,000 that could have generated $4,200 annually in retirement income for the rest of his life. Harry traded lifetime passive income for a car that sits in his garage 90% of the time. Most retirees regret this because they realize too late. In retirement, transportation costs should go down, not up. You're not commuting anymore. You're not impressing clients. You need reliability, not luxury. But wait until you see how Harry's next decision made the car look like pocket change. Purchase number 2, the right-sizing lie. Here's where the retirement lifestyle industry gets dangerous. They tell you to right-size your home. Sounds smart, right? Except Harry right-sized into a $650,000 active adult community home. It's an investment, the sales agent told him. These homes only appreciate. Lie. Within 3 years, identical homes in the same community were selling for $580,000. But the real wealth killer wasn't the depreciation. It was the hidden costs nobody mentions. HOA fees, $4,800 annually. Special assessments, $3,200 in year 2. Premium property taxes, $7,100 annually. Maintenance on a bigger home, $5,400 annually. That's $20,500 per year in costs he never had before. Over 10 years, $205,000. Enough to fund a comfortable retirement lifestyle without touching his principal. Harry's brutal lesson. Dream retirement homes are retirement nightmares in disguise. Purchase number 3, the bucket list trap. This one's diabolical because it sounds so reasonable. Harry decided to tackle his bucket list while he was still healthy. European river cruise, $18,000. African safari, $25,000. Alaska expedition, $12,000. We're not getting any younger, his wife said. Classic retirement spending justification. But here's what turned bucket list dreams into financial security nightmares. It never stopped. Year 1, $35,000 in travel. Year 2, $28,000. Year 3, $42,000. because everything got more expensive. That's $105,000 in 3 years. But the real damage? Once you start living like money doesn't matter, it becomes impossible to stop. Harry's travel spending created what psychologists call lifestyle inflation lock-in. Every future vacation had to match or exceed the last one. Suddenly, a $3,000 domestic trip felt cheap. Retirees regret this because bucket list spending never ends. It just gets more expensive. Speaking of expensive, wait until you hear about the purchase that almost destroyed Harry's marriage. Purchase number 4, the generosity trap. Here's where retirement planning gets emotionally brutal. Harry's adult kids started struggling financially. His daughter's business failed. His son lost his job. The grandkids needed college funds. Harry's response? He became the family ATM. $35,000 to bail out his daughter's failed business. $28,000 to cover his son's mortgage for 8 months. $45,000 for his grandson's private college tuition. $15,000 for various emergencies. Total damage: $123,000 in 2 years. But here's the devastating psychology. Every gift made the next request easier to justify. Harry wasn't helping his family. He was enabling their financial dependence while destroying his own financial independence. The breaking point came when his son asked for another $25,000. Harry finally said no. His son's response? "I thought you cared about your family." That guilt manipulation nearly broke Harry's marriage. His wife blamed him for spoiling the kids. The kids blamed him for cutting them off. Harry blamed himself for everything. Most retirees regret this because generosity without boundaries doesn't help anyone. It just spreads financial misery to the whole family. But the 5th retirement purchase that nearly finished Harry off is the most shocking because it seemed like the smartest decision he ever made. If this is blowing your mind about how retirement spending really works, smash that like button. Because what I'm about to reveal next exposes the biggest scam in the retirement industry, and you've probably already fallen for it. Purchase number 5, the investment property scam. Harry's final devastating retirement mistake came disguised as financial wisdom. A real estate agent convinced him to buy a $380,000 rental property in Florida. "It'll generate passive income and appreciate over time," she promised. Perfect for retirement. Perfect disaster is more like it. The rental income? $2,400 monthly. Sounds great until you see the real numbers. Monthly expenses. Property management, $240. Maintenance fund, $300. Insurance, $180. Property taxes, $280. Vacancy reserve, $200. Net monthly income, $1,200. But wait, it gets worse. Year 2 brought new roof, $18,000. HVAC replacement, $8,500. 3 months vacancy, $7,200. Eviction costs, $3,200. Harry's investment generated negative $22,700 in year 2. After 3 years of hemorrhaging money, Harry sold for $365,000, a $15,000 loss plus $47,000 in negative cash flow, plus $23,000 in transaction costs. Total loss, $85,000 on the smart retirement investment. Let me show you the devastating timeline that turned Harry from financially secure to financially desperate. Starting point: retirement savings, $900,000. Annual income needs, $54,000. Year 1, luxury car, negative $73,000. New home costs, negative $85,000. Travel splurge, negative $35,000. Remaining, $707,000. Year 2, home carrying costs, negative $20,500. Family gifts, negative $63,000. More travel, negative $28,000. Remaining, $595,500. Year 3, rental property disaster, negative $85,000. Continued expenses, negative $67,000. Remaining, $443,500. In just 3 years, Harry burned through $456,500, over half his life savings. But here's the truly devastating part. His annual expenses had grown from $54,000 to $89,000. His retirement income needs had increased by 65%, while his nest egg shrunk by 51%. Harry went from financial security to financial crisis in 36 months. Why do smart people make such devastating retirement mistakes? I asked a behavioral economist, and her answer shocked me. Retirement creates a psychological perfect storm, she explained. You have more time to think about purchases, more money than you've ever had access to, and a sense that time is running out to enjoy life. Plus, after decades of delayed gratification, your brain rebels. Every expensive purchase feels like a reward you've earned. Harry described it perfectly. I felt like I was finally allowed to spend money. For 40 years, I said no to everything. In retirement, I started saying yes to everything. That mindset shift, from scarcity to abundance, destroys more retirement plans than market crashes. But here's what really breaks my heart about Harry's story. None of those purchases brought him lasting happiness. The car spent most of its time parked. The house felt empty and expensive. The trips became stressful because he worried about money. The family gifts created resentment. The rental property was a constant headache. Harry summed it up. I bought everything I thought would make me happy and ended up miserable and broke. So what should Harry have done? Here's the retirement spending strategy that actually works. The 10-10-10 rule. Before any expensive purchase over $10,000, wait 10 days and ask yourself if you'll still want it in 10 years. Harry's car fails this test. His house fails. His rental property definitely fails. The income replacement test. Every major purchase should be evaluated by how much retirement income it costs. Harry's $73,000 car cost him $2,920 in annual income for life. Is driving a Lexus worth $2,920 less income every year forever? The happiness ROI. Research shows diminishing returns on spending beyond basic comfort. Harry's $35,000 European cruise wasn't 7 times happier than a $5,000 domestic vacation. The family fund. Set aside 5% of your portfolio annually for family gifts. When it's gone, it's gone. No exceptions. The experience priority. Spend on experiences, not things. But make them scalable experiences. Harry could have taken 20 wonderful domestic trips for the cost of 3 international luxury trips. If Harry had followed these principles, his $900,000 would have grown to over $1,100,000 while providing him with a comfortable, sustainable retirement lifestyle. Here's the brutal truth about retirement planning. The accumulation phase is the easy part. The preservation phase is where fortunes are made or lost. Harry's story isn't unique. I see this pattern constantly. Disciplined savers who become reckless spenders the moment they retire. But you can be different. You now know the 5 retirement purchases that destroy financial security. More importantly, you understand the psychology behind these decisions. Your retirement should enhance your life, not threaten your financial independence. Every spending decision should pass the happiness test and the income test. Remember, retirees who focus on experiences over possessions, relationships over things, and contentment over consumption report the highest life satisfaction, while preserving their retirement savings. What's your biggest retirement spending temptation? Drop a comment and let me know how you're planning to avoid these wealth-destroying traps.